Next thing, which is huge, make sure that the player that is your left tackle in this formation always has an eligible number. So you can have a tackle eligible in this space. Your punter is 10 yards deep, which makes it a scrimmage kick formation, which in turn voids the number requirements of having 5 men on the line of scrimmage. So we usually have a fullback type kid or a tight end that we use as that backside tackle. Our rugby punt alignment, here it is. You can see our slot receiver, our wide receiver to the right, is going to align 2 yards from the sideline. The slot receiver, we talked about to the punter's foot, which is our right-footed punter. He's always going to align on the numbers, okay? The wide receiver on the left aligns on the numbers. So we're making them cover the width of the field. The guard and tackles have a 1 foot split. The wing back is 1 yard deep, and he's 1 foot outside the tackle on each side. And as I mentioned, your punter needs to be 10 yards deep because that makes him a protected player. It keeps him from being able to take him out. Our left tackle, okay, the offensive line protection. We'll start with the left tackle. The left tackle is going to step inside at a 45-degree angle, okay, shutting off the backside B gap. So it's like a step and hinge on a pass protection, but it is important that he steps into the line of scrimmage, securing the B gap and forcing whoever's there to go outside of him. The left guard is going to take the same step. He secures the backside A gap, but forcing any rusher to go outside. Same type of protection that we actually use on our sprint out pass game. The center, okay, he's going to snap the ball on a command. We ask him to press with his left hand into the backside A gap. While that's happening, I'm stepping with my right foot parallel to the line of scrimmage. We're trying to step on the inside or the outside instep or outside part of the foot of the right guard. Remember, it's a 1 foot split. So if your center has his feet up underneath his shoulders, when he steps, he's not overextending, and he's slide stepping to his right, and I'm punching with my left hand back in the backside of the gap. Right guard, right tackle. This is assuming, again, now we've got a right-footed punt. The right guard and right tackle are, again, going to both press with their left hand, helping secure inside gap, and they're stepping with their right foot, okay, parallel to the line of scrimmage to the foot of the guy outside of it. The center, right guard, right tackle, we want all of them to keep their shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage, and then the minute they all step, punch, and lock, we want them to start working their butt, trying to, like they're doing a reach block, and they're all working their butt, and they'll actually end up forming a curved, punt-looking wall that is locked together, shoulder to shoulder. Play side wingback, 1 foot outside, 1 yard off the line. We ask him, you're going to step forward with your inside foot, okay, to cut off your tackle. You don't sit and take it on. Some of the clips you'll see, our guy doesn't do a great job of pressing up to that offensive tackle. But as soon as you engage with that first defender from the C gap out, then again, we start working our butt to the right, trying to stay parallel to the line of scrimmage and eventually building that wall that we're looking for. The backside wingback. As this guy starts across in motion, it is a shuffle motion across. When he hits the outside foot of the guard, he's going to make a ready call, so whatever your call wants to be, and ours is set, okay? All he's telling the long snapper now is when you're ready, you can snap the football, okay? Shoulders are square to the line of scrimmage. We motion him all the way across, and if everything is perfect, he should be aligned 1 foot outside of the right wing back, okay? As I'm motioning across, big coaching point, as he's motioning across, his eyes are outside. He is looking for that edge defender trying to come off the edge. You know, he's disguised, he's walked away like he's lined up on top of number 2. A lot of times people will bail an inside linebacker late to take our number 2 and try to run a guy off the edge. So he looks edge first, no edge. Now he'll work straight back up the field and help secure the edge with the right wing back. Coverage lanes, okay? Rugby punt protection, everybody, you see the step hinge on the backside, punch with the inside hand, and slide step and work your tail, okay? Go back, let's talk about number 1 and number 2 to the right, the wide receiver and the slot back. The wide receiver is aligned 2 yards from the sideline, and we ask him to stay 2 yards from the sideline. He is totally, his number 1 ultimate responsibility is contain. Never allow the return man to get head up or outside of him in any situation. Keep the thing turned back inside. Our slot receiver, we ask him when the ball is snapped, go straight to the return man. It's our belief the returner is going to go to where the football is punted. He's the only guy back there that has an opportunity to return the football, obviously. So what we're asking him, as I release, I want to take an outside release. We've had them go underneath before and got pinned, which is a no-no. They have to stay outside, and they want to work themselves to break down right in front of wherever the return man is. If he's not approaching the ball, there's not a problem, okay? And if he will be there and break down right in front of him, a lot of times there's a distraction, the ball's on the ground, it's bouncing funny, their punter will just get a return guy, will just get out of the way, or sometimes they mishandle it and they get a turnover. The split end on the backside, we ask him, he is the left contain man. We want him, as I get off and release, I'm aiming for a point that's as deep as the returner, and I'm going to set up and force the return man, if he starts back across the field, to have to turn the thing up somewhere in the middle of the field. I think those 3 guys are very, very important in our coverage. Now, after everybody is stepped and shuffled, our coverage lanes for the rest of the people. Okay, the left halfback that shuffles across, he's looking for a spot that's 5 yards from the sideline or 2 yards past the bottom of the numbers. The right wing back, we tell him we want him to work for the top of the numbers. So that would be 9 yards from the sideline. The right tackle is working for a spot that's evenly spaced between the top of the numbers and the hash mark. So there's 9 yards between the top of the numbers and the hash. He's going to be 5.5 right down the middle. The right guard, his job is to work up the right hash mark. The center, 5 yards inside the hash. Left guard is working for a spot 2 yards left of the middle of the field. And our left tackle works for a spot that's 2 yards inside the hash. Now again, you see the landing zone. We want the ball, okay, to be on the ground. We're looking to have it on the ground before it goes 30 yards. And we want the ball between the numbers and the sideline as the aiming point. If we get it there, okay, we only have to cover 2/3 of the field. It reduces the space in our coverage lanes, and as long as our left end does his job and gets to the point midfield and forces the guy back up inside, we haven't had a problem. The punter is the safety on the right side of the field for us. We mentioned the landing zone, okay? And we've talked about each one of the guys already as far as where their coverage lanes are. But the landing zone, very, very important. All right. Obviously, as we get into the film, we'll be able to answer some questions for you, I hope. And now, the thing that makes the rugby punt so dangerous and really so safe is the fact that you're looking at all the fakes. You know, I want to go back to this screen and let's just talk for a second. Somebody's got to cover the wide receiver. That's one. Somebody's got the slot as 2. Somebody's got the weak side split in as 3. You'd also have 2 quick eligible receivers in those 2 wingbacks, which are 4 and 5. And obviously, as we motion the guy across, now we've got 4 receivers on the play side. So if they're covering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the returner is back here, they only have 5 guys to blame. And we've got a total of 7 guys to protect. Again, that's a huge advantage in not getting pressure on the punt. So with that being said, if they're going to ignore one of your hot receivers, then you've got to be willing to take the fakes that they give you. And last year, and actually we're going to look at some of them, they were all runs. Our punter pulled it down and ran for all of them. But we were 5 for 5 on 4th downs last year with rugby fakes. The first fake that you got to put in is nothing more than a hot receiver fake. The wide receiver to the right, slot receiver to the right, they're coached as I release down the field. If the guy that's lined up on me to cover me goes to attack the punter, hook up immediately. To us, we coach this like it's a 2-on-1 fast break in basketball. If the strong safety runs off with number 2, but the corner off the edge comes, now the number 1 receiver will hitch up at 5 yards, and all we do is we play pitch and catch. To be quite frank with you, that's happened twice, okay, in the 7 years that we've run this rugby punt, and I do not have a clip of it on here. It wasn't available on our thing, but hot call, and your punter throw the football. The second fake that we like, okay, is our flood scheme. What happens is, as we mentioned, 1 and 2 are here. They run off and they take the corner and the strong safety with them. Our guy who's motioning across, nobody comes with him in motion, okay? So as soon as that happens, this is the fake that we feel we have a chance with. So what we'll do is we're motioning across. He'll step like he's going to block, and then he simply dumps into the flat. And if nobody's run with him to cover him, obviously you dump it to him. It's a nice 5 or 6 yard throw. Turns into a nice 12 or 14 yard gain pretty quick. Again, you need to teach him 2 wide receivers. If your guy leaves you, then that means he may be picking the guy that's going to pick the guy up in the flat. So you just hook up at that time. Okay?